So I'm really excited to show you all this week's video. It was 2 months in the making and a lot of experimentation, but I do want to cover a couple things first. Number one, Chrissy and I are going to be using materials that are not necessarily the safest for human use. For makeup, like talc, for example, we know that they're not safe. We understand what we're getting into. So just with this whole thing, we're doing it for the sake of experimentation to see what happens. We are not recommending that you follow these instructions or you make this rouge or anything like that. With that also being said, the point of these videos, because I've noticed some comments in other videos where I've done experiments with reproducing historic recipes, where people tell me, oh, you should have done this, or oh, you should have done that. And as much as I appreciate people wanting to help, because that is what's going on. You guys are trying to help, and I really appreciate that. It's not actually the point of the video. The point of these videos is to copy and reproduce the instructions and recipes in these historic books as closely as possible to see what the outcome is. There's no real expectation when it comes to the outcome. We don't really know what we're gonna get. That's kind of part of the process. So whether the experiment is a success or a failure, that's just part of the experience. That's just part of the journey. And that's what I actually really love about doing these experiments, is just to see what happens. So just kind of keep that in mind, that these rouges that we're gonna be making, we're making them just to make them. Like, we're just here to see what happens, right? Like, it's just a journey. Like, we just chill, have a good time, and watch what happens. The third piece of business before we actually get into the experiment is we do have a sponsor for this week's video, and that is Squarespace. So friends, I am still slowly working on building my new website so I can have one centralized space to share videos, photos, and more. I had already decided on using Squarespace to create and host my website, so it was quite serendipitous when they reached out to me about sponsoring this video. I love Squarespace's templates, and that Squarespace has options that fit a variety of different needs, whether it's a blog or an online store, and with loads of plugins and personalization options, it's super easy to customize any template to suit your needs. Another great feature that Squarespace offers is membership-only areas, making it easier to build connections with your audience, as well as hosting online courses, which I just think that's super cool. Currently, I'm working on building my website, and hopefully I'll be able to launch it soon. If you're looking to build yourself a new website or online store, head on over to squarespace.com/abbycox to save 10% off of your first purchase of a website or domain using code abbycox. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video. Now, let's make some rouge. Hello. Today is our first annual rouge-a-thon.
Oh God.
So,
make a tradition.
In the spirit of Sophia Nygaard, we're going to be making all the rouge from an 1833 beauty book, and we're gonna see how they work. One of the rouges, which we had to prep a few days ago, is still stewing in its own juices, as it were. What's great about historic beauty books is they just rip each other off all the time. Not only is this recipe found in this book, I have seen it in other beauty books. The first one that I've seen it in is actually the Toilet de Flora from 1772. Hey, I'm back already. Did you miss me? I missed you. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm talking about how this one recipe is lifted from Toilet de Flora. LOL, joke's on me. Every single recipe in that 1833 Toilette of Beauty book, or whatever it's called, is completely lifted from Toilet de Flora. Like, word for word. Like, some steps are like slightly different, like just barely different. I think even the order of which these recipes are put into the 1833 book, it's like lifted direct, like plagiarism with a capital P. All right. I think it's kind of crazy because Toilet de Flora is 1772 and this book is 1833. So that's like a good, what, like 70 years separation from like these books being published, but they're using the same recipes where, you know, like nowadays our cosmetics, a lot of our cosmetics are very different than what they were 70 years ago. Jeez Louise. So I just think that's kind of funny and a great example of how these things worked in the past. Like, you can use an early 19th century recipe and it's more than likely lifted directly for something a lot earlier. But there'll be links to Toilet de Flora and the, what is this one even called? So the 1833 book is called The Toilette of Health, Beauty, and Fashion. I'm not gonna read the rest of the front. And then the 1772 book is Toilet de Flora. Yeah, there you go. They're just copyright and plagiarism all over the place. Woo!
Aw, man, Abby, you're not playing the game right.
No, I won.
This is not what we discussed. I had $5 on you dropping something red on
This
you.
is a brand new blouse.
5 minutes in. Okay, so we're splitting this in half.
So 1/4 of an ounce of benzoin gum.
Is the half amount.
Smells really good, smell that.
Ooh.
It's boozy.
Very boozy.
Do you want to take shots
I
of what's
also-
left over?
God, no.
I feel like that's not what Julia Childs would do.
Okay, fine. Jesus, Christian Brothers.
Sippy.
So exactly how much shaking does one do?
It's all mixed. It looks good. Is it clean off the bottom? Then yeah, we're good.
Yeah, okay.
So we're following a recipe from the same book. It's called the Turkish method to prepare Carmine. Carmine is always referenced as a part of Rouge. It's also kind of referenced as a dye stuff. We need Carmine to do other Rouge recipes on Sunday.
You think that much?
Yeah, that works.
Sure.
Yeah,
Look, that's shavings.
I like the way that looks. That looks great.
It's like we're making a very disgusting salad dressing. Well, that sounds like peeing. It's got a
That's
really cool
pretty,
color.
girl.
Oh, I'm excited by this. And this is just the first step.
Cool, awesome. There we go. Now it's time to actually finish the Carmine. Don't try this at home. We are going into this with our full knowing consent that this is not necessarily the safest thing we could be doing. As kids growing up in the 80s, we've definitely put worse things probably in our bodies. So. You know, we're just gonna pull that elder millennial card out and almost Gen X card and be like, you know what? We've survived the 80s and the 90s. It's fine. Really, we're fine. It's not a problem. As someone who crawled around the floor of a college bar on our 21st birthday, I think I have the immunity to deal with this.
You think I have 3 hands?
Well, no.
I thought you threw them at me! Anyways. I'm actually gonna shake this just a little bit. Oh God, look at that color though.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh my God, you can even see the jar is empty and it still looks like incredibly deep.
Jeez. Okay, so here we go.
Here goes something. Okay, so we have our alum. I'm gonna shake this and hope that it doesn't,
Explode.
yeah, cause an exothermic reaction. Wait, let me just poke it real quick. Ooh.
Can you explain what a Dickenson reaction is?
So if you mix 2 things in a bottle, in a sealed bottle, and the mixing of them creates heat,
Yeah.
that's going to expand things, and that's when you get explosions. Got it. So,
Get
no explosions.
no.
Burp the bottle.
Woo! Who's nervous? I'm nervous. Whoa.
Oh, wow. I hate the smell of hot vinegar so much. This looks like a murder scene.
Looks like the bathroom every month.
We're not in the
Oh God!
Set it again upon the fire. So we're putting this back. And having dissolved 1/2 pound of alum in white wine vinegar, which we did, mix both liquors together. I would mix even amounts, so don't pour all of that just yet.
Okay, this is already starting to.
Oh shit, yeah, go ahead and put,
Ooh, it's getting purplier.
and so the scum that rises is the carmine.
Look how different that is now. It's
Oh!
it's fuchsia.
Oh god, it still stinks though. But it's funny because I thought alum was still acidic. So why did this go? I guess alum must be basic? I know. I'll look it up later. Look at that scum. Okay. Okay. I'm going. I'm working. Shit, I did not expect that. I did not expect this color. Now, I do wonder, because we are totally guessing at the quantities of vinegar,
Yeah, it
both
doesn't.
what we started with and what we just added. So the color may or may not be what they were expecting from the recipe, but because we guessed, this could be more purpley or not even as far as purpley, just depending.
We used the ratios of the dry, but they never said how much vinegar to use.
Yeah,
So this recipe is from the same book, and this one we're going to take Brazil wood, which is why we have our masks, and rock alum, and then we're going to add it to a bottle of red wine, boil it until it is reduced to 1/4 part, and then to use it, we use cotton swabs to dab on. So this is supposed to be a liquid.
we're gonna do this first so as to make the least amount of.
To toast it, so it has a nice toasted. So
I'm trying
first toast your Brazil wood.
I'm trying to not make it airborne because the bad thing about Brazil wood is if it gets airborne and it gets in your lungs. So once we have the water or the wine in here, we should be okay.
It is getting warm, so we need to.
I'm moving. I'm moving. Can you gently mix that in? It's kind of like gravy. We don't want it to be lumpy, so I'm not going to pour it all just yet. Okay, go ahead and get that clump over there. Yeah.
Smells so much better.
Okay, so we just let this reduce until it's about a little less than a half cup. And you can see that it's a little bit viscous, but not super. That trail only lasts for like a half second. And it's about roughly a half cup. We'll see how close I am. Ooh, we got a lot of sediment. Do you want to scrape the sediment in?
Hey guys, how's it going? It's been 2 months. 2 months.
Yeah. We forgot what we were doing 2 months ago, so we've been refreshing
Yeah,
a little bit. We took good notes.
we did.
I'm very proud of us.
I am too. I give you full credit for the notes. Because I would have just been like, I don't know what's going on anymore. It's just been me. Like, oh, I hate this.
Oh, it's fine. We got this.
Good. We're good. So 2 months later, everything has had plenty of time to sit in its own juices and percolate.
Ew.
Dogs are fighting behind the camera because the camera's on. So if you hear dog noises, that's what it is. They're fine. So today we're actually gonna make the powdered rouge.
Yeah, because we made the liquid ones.
All the liquid ones are prepared, and we're gonna swatch. And we f***ed up.
No.
No, that's not true.
We didn't. We had materials that had some hidden secret ingredients.
Tell us what happened.
We made Turkish Carmine for use in these 2 powdered rouges, right? We made it exactly to the recipe, but it turned out purple.
Not just like purple, but like
Purple.
Barney purple.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's just not what it was supposed to be. Carmine's supposed to be red or reddish orange or even a purpley red, depending on, what what acids or bases you add to it. In any case, but this is the color of the original first half of the batch, the first half of the recipe, which honestly would be kind of nice as a base color for a rouge. The second half of the recipe had us add alum and more vinegar. And it was at that point that it turned purple and we didn't know why. So I went home and I did a bunch of research and it was really confusing because because everything I found kept talking about if you add an acid to the Carmine or to the cochineal, it will turn red-orange, but if you add a base, it will turn purple. Problem is, everything we added was an acid. Everything. By all rights, it should have turned an orangey purple.
Orangey purple?
That was not my English.
I was like, there's no such thing as orangey purple, is there?
Shut up, tired. There's so
That's
much
not how primary
smoke.
colors work.
Hang on, okay.
Orangey purple's red, isn't it?
By all rights, it should have turned orangey red. It did the opposite. So I managed to find like a throwaway mention in a dyeing manual that was talking about making a cochineal dye, beautiful red. And it just sort of like offhandedly mentioned if you put a tiny pinch of iron in it, it would turn this luscious purple. That's what happened. But where the hell did the iron come from? It was when the alum was added. I looked into alum and how it's made. We're using potassium alum. When the raw materials are mined, they're often contaminated with iron. And if you refine it, a lot of that iron can come out. But if you don't refine it enough, or if the raw materials are too contaminated with iron, it remains in the final product.
Oops. My bad.
So obviously we weren't intended to end up with purple to make this rouge. So we're gonna make a substitution and we're gonna use Carmine as it should have come out.
We're not making a substitution, we're doing two.
Editing, Abby, I'm so sorry. Woo! No. This isn't on. Chuck 3 chalks in there and let's see what happens.
Chuck and tree trucks.
Chuck 3 chalks. Chuck 3 chalks. Chuck 3 chalks.
We're using Taylor's chalk because when I was trying to figure out what brioche chalk was, the best kind of American substitution I could find was Taylor's chalk. And I was like, okay, that works, whatever. Just so we're clear.
First recipe that we're making 2 powdered rouges today. The first one is Taylor's chalk and just Carmine added until you like the color. So we'll actually do 2 batches of that first one with the purple, one with the real Carmine.
So there's a little bit of gallnut left in this food process.
Safety first, kids.
Busting out the N95s for this one. Try this again. Good thing the dogs are outside.
But it's like a grayish purplish.
That's not pretty.
This is not pretty. This is such a pretty purple, but with this chalk, it's
really unpleasant.
It's really not. Do we want to put more in?
No, that looks like death.
Yeah.
I mean, that's looking a little better.
It's kind of like mauve-y.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the chalk? Okay.
Fine.
A little more of that one. We can always add a little bit more if we decide it needs to be a bit more robust in color.
Almond oil.
That was 2 drops, so I guess we're doing 2 drops in this one. Already this is a prettier lavender than the Taylor's chalk.
That could almost be violet powder.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical of their measures here. I'm not sure what the hell a tiny amount of oil was supposed to do here.
Let's just do this one first. The Brazil wood that was used for this looks like it's given it a slightly more purple tone than ones that I've previously worked with. So I have a feeling this also might end up more purpley than what I care for. Okay, what has happened? Why is everything not the right color? Like, this is infuriating.
The skies are gray.
Ah! I mean, like, it definitely does give you a color. I will say I've made this rouge several times and I've never gotten this result.
Okay, well, down to materials again. Okay, which one's next?
Right now, the one I have the most hope for is the red wine rouge.
Okay,
And
give
this
it a
is-
good shake. Ooh, I like that.
Okay, this is much better.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Ah! Ooh, yeah. Oops.
This is more like what I was expecting, because that sandalwood gives it.
So it's still got some chunks. Ooh, and this smells of wine for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I like the smell of this one.
Yeah. So with the chunky bits, what I've always done is I just kind of let it dry a little bit, and then you just kind of like brush it off.
Okay.
And then when you're doing that, you can also then blend. So, okay, this one's actually, I'm not unhappy.
I ain't
with
mad
this
about
one.
it.
No, I'm not mad about the red wine one. Carmine and Taylor's chalk. All right, so. Okay, that's
That's better than we thought.
that's better than I thought it would be. You gotta really rub it in.
I like that.
Yeah.
And that was,
That's the Carmine and the Taylor's.
we really did not think that one was gonna work.
Nope.
Okay. But we also had to put a ton of Carmine in there.
Yeah. Now it might be because of the moisture on my skin and a little bit of the oil, but that's not bad.
Did say that if you mixed it with oil, more oil,
Pigment
it would,
should come out.
And,
And
okay,
then-
so the match to that is this.
Taylor's and Turkish. I mean, there's a little bit of the other Carmine in this, but
You know, wash your fingers, girl.
I'm doing the best I can. I mean, it's just purple. Like, that's not gonna work for me, but for other skin tones, it might be okay.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's lavendery-ish.
So this is the Taylor's chalk with the two different types of Carmine. So this one is the talcum powder and the Carmine. Oh, that one actually didn't.
I think that we added way more Carmine to the Taylor's version because we were trying to get something out of it.
I mean, it's kind of doing something, but not really.
Here,
It's not gripping. It's starting to, yeah, where there's moisture, it's doing better.
I put some oil on my finger.
Yeah. I don't like that. Dare I say the Taylor's chalk one is better?
So probably because of the wax in the Taylor's chalk.
Yeah.
Like it's actually doing.
Like this is just kind of gritty and messy. This one actually stuck, especially like once you just use a drop of oil to blend it.
Yeah.
Like that actually is,
I mean, I like the color of this though.
this is essentially violet powder. Yeah. Like I would just use that as brightener for my skin.
Here, I've got oil on my finger again, and I'm gonna just get a little
Because you
bit.
can't, I don't even know if you guys can see that.
I mean, you have to like rub the oil in. That was not very well rubbed in oil, but what do you have to say about this?
Mostly failures. I mean, like, okay, the whole like making the Carmine and the iron thing, like we didn't know that was gonna happen. This probably would have turned out much better if that hadn't happened.
Well, but we also discovered how to make a very luscious purple, so I don't
Yes.
consider that a failure.
That's
also,
true.
we were just doing this to see what it turned out like.
That's
It's
true.
not actually.
It can't fail without. Well,
Yeah.
that was a failure. My liquid rouge was a failure because it should not have done that. It's cool. The experiment was fun. We made a whole bunch of 1830s rouge and actually 18th century rouge because these recipes are old. Well, with that, everyone, hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you all back here soon with another video. And we're gonna try to make sure my counters don't turn pink.
Oops. Oh wait, no, leave that running for a second. I'm gonna make you open that. Don't ask questions, just do it.
My birthday was like months ago. What are you doing?
This is funny to me. Worth it. This is diamond. If you have Morton, you have to use half as much or twice. I always forget. If you're supposed to use half as much again, or no, if you're supposed to double it, or you're just supposed to have it. I can never fucking remember. But if I just have my diamond salt, I'm fine. Your salt's too fine. No, that one's too thick.
That's what she said.
You got 2 different types.
There's 3. There's no one back there.
Where's my Malayan?
Wait a goddamn minute. You're ridiculous.
No, I'm
Love
right.
you. This is ridiculous.
I am right.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute.
Lazy.
That doesn't count.
What is that bullshit?
Oh my god.
This is my travel salt.
None of it's Morton's. How dare you?
No, but thank you. I appreciate a salty gift. Okay, now we can go back to. I like the llama paper. I picked that out special.